Hey guys, what is up? Fez here. I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I will be teaching you a crypto trading strategy. So basically, a lot of people been requesting for this video. I have in the past uploaded indices strategies, forex strategies, but I believe now it's time to show you guys crypto trading strategy, and this works wonders, guys. Like, if you can learn what I'm about to teach you right now, you are going to become profitable. Okay, and not a financial advice. You just gotta trade on demo. Okay, so so anyways, without wasting any time, let's get straight into the video. Before we start, if you can hit that subscribe button, that would be great, and make sure you hit that like button as well. Yeah, just do it right now. Anyways, so here is the strategy. So you want to look for a pump. So let's say market pumps, right? Or you want to look for a dump or market drops. So let's talk about the pump. When market pumps, let me do this, right? You want to wait for price to create a range. So after the market has pumped, you want to wait for price to create a range. The range is going to look something like this. Okay. Now you could call this a bull flag pattern as well. Okay. But we are going to call it range. So you want to essentially wait for price to create a range after a push up, like after a pump in the market. Okay, the pump doesn't have to be big, right? It just have to sorry for that, guys. Okay, it doesn't have to be really big. It just have to be a medium-sized pump, and after that you want to look for a consolidation phase. And what I call this is called range. Okay, once you have the range, you want to look for price to either take out the buy side or the sell side. So let's say if price takes out the buy side, you want to wait for price to come back into the range, and then you want to take your entry from the retest, and you can target the opposite side liquidity. It's really that simple, guys. But there's more to it, so keep on watching, okay? I'm going to show you what to avoid and all. So essentially, there are two entry patterns, okay? You can enter on the retest of the high of the range, which is this, or you can use the entry model, which would be looking for a market structure shift below the range, right? And you would be taking your entry from fair value gap or auto block, but I usually enter through the retest right here. So how do you identify a range? Okay, so this is very important because you can, price can pump and it can give you something like this, and you might think that this is a range. However, this is not a range. Okay, you want to look for something like this, where price has like something like that. Okay, so when price has pumped, you want to mark out the high of the pump, so you will get a pullback. So when you see the pullback, you want to mark out the high of the pullback. Okay, and then you want to, when the price is over with retracing, it's gonna push back up, so you can then mark out the low right here. Okay, now the price must not break that high 2 times. Okay, so you have a high here, price comes back, gets a rejection before taking out the high, comes back below to the sell side level, liquidity level. It also reacts from here, so it should also react 2 times here. So you have the initial point, the starting point here. So basically there are 3 touches. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't have to touch it. It can come close to that level like that, right? And that is going to be enough for me to say that this level is holding. There are buyers here. And when price is continuously rejecting off this resistance level or the high of the range, we can say that there are sellers that are trying to sell the market here. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, and you also have 1, 2, 3 here. Once you see this, you have 3 patterns, right? Now it could be something like this, where you get something like this. So you have a a range high right here, right? And price creates a first rejection here, good, but then price takes out this high. Now this is a risky setup. Okay, we want to see at least 2 rejections like this. Same to the sell side level. Okay, we want to see a range formation like this. It's really that simple. And once price takes out the high, the buy side, you can take your entry from the retest. Or if, let's say, price takes out, the sell side and then goes back up into the range, you can take your entry from the retest and target this level. However, you can take your profits on 1 to 2 risk to reward. You can take your profits if there's any fair value gap or inefficiency around here. You can take your take profit at a supply zone. It really depends on you, but the main target would be the opposite side liquidity, so you can take partials along the way and whatnot. So I trade this with Bitcoin only. Sometimes I would trade this pattern with Ethereum, but if you want to trade crypto, like futures trading, you should only be trading crypto. I do not trust altcoins because, sometimes Bitcoin could be going up, but altcoins could be going down. So it's just not, I do not trust altcoins. So stick with Bitcoin or Ethereum. I would say just Bitcoin. Now, the main question is the time frames, where you should look this pattern. I would not drop down below 15 minutes. Okay, I would never drop down below 15 minutes for this strategy. Like for trading crypto, actually, I would never do that. So you want to stick to 15-minute, 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, or daily time frame. These are your time frames. If you want to scalp, stick with 15 minutes. If you want to, be a intraday trader, you can use the 1 hour. And if you want to like swing trade, the swing trades are not gonna be for like weeks and all. It's just gonna take you 3-4 days. But higher the time frame, the better this pattern is going to work. Okay. Smaller the time frame, you're gonna get more setups, but there's chances you're gonna lose. But trust me, this is the best pattern, crypto trading pattern that you can trade with. It's really simple. You look for a pump or a dump. So in the dump scenario, the price would look something like this, where you have a range formation like this. So you have the buy side and the sell side marked out. So similarly, you would wait for price to take out the sell side. You take your entry from the retest or use the entry model. Wait for market structure shift. When price comes back into the range, you can take your entry from the fair value gap, and you can target the opposite side liquidity. It's really that simple, guys. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples and then I will end the video. Okay, guys, so here is example number 1. And I'm going to tell you guys some new things about the strategy that you should keep in mind. So essentially, when you mark out, as you can see, we have a pump right here. And I mark out the high right here. So you can see, and we have the low marked out here. So price goes back up here, gets a rejection, goes back up here, rejection. And so now at this point, when we have like 1, 2, 3 touches, even this, I would consider this a 3rd touch. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Wicks don't matter. So what can happen is price wick below this low, and I would still consider this a valid low. Okay. If the body closes, then that would become invalid. So let's say if we didn't have like 1, 2, 3 reactions from this level, and then we had a body close, I would consider that invalid. However, I don't care about the wicks. Okay, it just have to close something like this. So you see here, price closed below this range, and then we went up. We did have a shift in market structure right here, right? And we did have this auto block right here, or you could consider this as your auto block right here. You would have entered from here or from the retest, put your stop right below this level, right below this low, and you could have targeted the opposite side liquidity. Now you can see we had a pump, right? I marked out the high, and then we had like a pullback, and then we had a reaction again. So once I saw the reaction, I marked out this low, right? So price came back here. That was my first confirmation that there are buyers here. Price pulled back up again to this level, right? And we had another reaction here. So what you can do once you have like 2 touches, 2 reactions, you can draw out from the fib from the range low to range high, and you can mark out the equilibrium. So it's going to be 0.5 level. So now essentially if price gets rejection above the 0.5 level, that is, you could say like, so let's say you have two reactions here, right? 1, 2, and you have marked out the low as well. You use your fib. If price goes above the 0.5 level and gets a reaction, that is your third confirmation. So for me, 1, 2, 3. But I would actually consider this because this is like a better reaction. It went deep into the premium zone and then got a rejection. And from here, you can see price went deep into discount zone, pulled back up again, giving us a lot of confirmations that there are buyers around this area. So essentially, you wait for the closure of body and wait for price to go back up in the range, then take your entry from the retest or from the auto block right here. So there must be a fair value gap and auto block on the 5-minute as well that you could have taken your entry from. So what we learned from this example, wait for body closure. So let's assume that you have marked out the low. Price can wick through that level, but it doesn't have to, you know, the price shouldn't close below this range. That would be invalid unless you have like 3 reactions from this level and 3 reactions from this level. Okay, so you don't want to trade the buy side on its own. You have to wait for price to create the range high and range low. For me, the range high is when you have 3 reactions. The first reaction is the initial move, which is right here. Then the second reaction, and you can consider this as a third reaction as well. We have a push down. I would consider this actually. So for me, on the range low, we have 3 reactions as well. So this is the first reaction, this is the second, and this is the third. Okay, I could consider this as a second reaction as well, but I like these prominent moves like this. So let me give you guys another example. All right, so this is a very interesting example. So you can see we had a dump, and I would mark out the, you know, the start of the range right here, and we have the range high and the range low. So as you can see, the body didn't close here, so we have the range low right here. So we have 1 reaction, 2 reactions, and 3 reactions. For me, that is a correct range low, a valid range low. Let's look at the range high. So we have the first reaction, the second reaction, and I could consider this as a third reaction as well. Now what I'm essentially waiting for is to price to close below the range. So as you can see, price closed below this range, went back up, and my entry would be on the retest of this level. My stop would go below this low, and I would target the buy side right here. And this would have given me 1 to 3, just following these set of rules that you can follow. So remember, we had a dump, a range formation, closure of body, went back up to the range, entry on retest, or maybe there would have been a you know, a change of character or market structure shift on a smaller time frame. But if you don't want to miss out on the entry, it's right to take your entry from the retest, because sometimes price might not come back to your auto block and just go back up. So this is pretty much it, guys. This is how you trade crypto. This is how I personally trade crypto. You can use the ABC strategy as well that I've taught before. So you can essentially look for, you know, A, B, C right here, write this along. And ABCs actually work really good on crypto as well. So a lot of people ask me if they work on crypto. Yes, they do. Look at this. A, B, C, price went back down. And A, B, C, D works as well. So you have A, B, C, D right there. We take out the low, and you can see all of my strategies work with crypto, but personally, this is how I trade crypto myself. If you want to learn more, you can join my community, and you can join and learn my different strategies, but it's not necessary. It's only up to you if you want to join my community and all. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will be back with consistent videos. I'm sorry, I just had LASIK. If you're not sure what it is, it's a eye surgery. You get your eyes lasered actually, and that fixes your eyesight. So I'm not allowed to look at the screen for a longer period of times. So that is why I'm just avoiding I'm not, consistent with uploads. But don't worry, I'll be back very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next video.